her beautiful butt. Damn, look at my fucking forehead. Fuck. That motherfucker on swole mode. Gotta go.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tyler, and today I am bringing you guys the finale to What If BEERUS woke up before the BUU saga. Now, the reason why I wanted to end this What If pretty quickly, and aka in 2 parts, was because I'm getting sick and tired of these comments telling me to make constant sequels immediately right after I make them. So for all the fat asses that want to complain and comment about another series when I'm literally trying to finish my other series, I really don't know what to tell you. But anyways, as we all know, this is a collab with my boy Diamond Legend. He's been on the channel before. Go ahead and give your introduction, man. What's up?
Hello everyone, it's Diamond Legend here, and I'm glad to return yet again to go over another interesting scenario on this channel. So be sure to head on over to my channel, where I discuss similar scenarios regarding Dragon Ball, and other anime-related topics as well. With that being said, let's get straight into the video.
Hey, collecting rings like a Sonic. Bitches wanna party. My wrist getting heavy, so got 'em on a diet, yeah. Flex like I'm Hogan. Yo, bitch coming over. We respect.
Now we start our story off with Gohan currently training outside, doing something that we really wouldn't be seeing this version of Gohan usually doing. Now the reason why he's actually training is because he feels like the threat of BEERUS can still strike them, and Gohan needs to prepare for that time. He's been training basically anytime he can, which would be after all of his schoolwork being done. As Gohan is continuing training outside of Chi-Chi's house, Whis and BEERUS would then arrive outside of Chi-Chi's house to collect some more food, and they would catch Gohan training in his base form, and BEERUS would take note how his base form has gotten even stronger than the likes of his god form. It appears he's managed to absorb God Ki into his base form and basically just got a massive amp from it. Whis, seeing Gohan, is really interested in his potential and how he could stack up against BEERUS in the future. This curiosity leads Whis into asking Gohan if maybe he would like to join in on training at BEERUS' planet for better training, and Gohan, hearing this, is taken aback by this offer, but he would say how he can really only train on the weekends whenever he doesn't have school. Whis, hearing this, then says that's fine and they can start their training on next Saturday. Vegeta at that point would then be shown to have been watching from afar, and while basically watching from afar, he would have caught what Whis and Gohan were talking about, which leads into Vegeta then arriving out of nowhere seemingly for Gohan and Whis, and Vegeta then throwing a fit, saying how he wants to train with Gohan and Whis. Before Whis could really try and deny Vegeta, Gohan actually supports this idea and saying that he could use a strong training partner. Vegeta kind of scoffs at this comment because he doesn't really see Gohan as a partner, but rather just a stepping stone for him to get way stronger. And with that being said, Vegeta and Gohan would start their training, with eventually Gohan and Vegeta obtaining Super Saiyan God once again, and even Super Saiyan Blue over the next few years. After Gohan and Vegeta basically learn the most that they can learn from Whis, which is Super Saiyan Blue, they would kind of just focus their time on Earth, but more specifically for Gohan, while Vegeta would just be constantly on BEERUS' planet and rarely on Earth, but whenever he is on Earth, he would train intensely with Trunks, which leads into Trunks getting stronger, and Gohan would constantly train with Goten, who would be getting stronger as well. Also, speaking of Vegeta, during these next few years, Vegeta would have probably scaled above Gohan in power, since he would be constantly training on BEERUS' planet, while Gohan would be casually training there and only trains there really only once to 2 times a week. I feel like Vegeta, after realizing he is the strongest on Earth and probably the strongest amongst the Z fighters, because like, what can Goku do now? I think Vegeta would just kind of chill out and actually become a good guy over the course of these next few years without Goku here. And this time when Goku arrives back, I don't see Vegeta planning on being desperate for a rematch, because Vegeta probably already knows and probably figures out that he is way above Goku's level at this point. But if Goku does want to scrap, Vegeta is always down for one. But with that being said, we would then skip into the BUU saga, which the beginning portion plays out as per normal. Gohan still meets Videl, the Great Saiyaman stuff, yada yada yada. That's still normal, with Gohan still eventually getting his energy absorbed by Spopovich and Yamu, and the gang then chasing down Dabura and Babidi, which leads into Vegeta bullying Pui Pui, Goku bullying Yakon, and this time Gohan atomizing Dabura because he is much more powerful than his canon self. With all of Babidi's top henchmen gone, I just see Vegeta and Goku and Gohan destroying Babidi's hideout, along with taking the Majin Buu egg to the Supreme Kai world, saving the day pretty easily and just negging everything in the BUU saga, specifically anything that comes their way. So I don't see really a bad ending in this arc, I just see a very positive one. Goku would still be dead in this timeline, however, since he wouldn't have a reason to stay alive, and he and the others would just spend time on Earth together before he would then leave. Now, as time would pass, Gohan would still keep up with his training along with Vegeta, and eventually, as we all know, Frieza would be revived, and 4 months later, he would then pull up on the Earthling. At that point, Gohan would actually be on Earth at this point, while Vegeta would be training at BEERUS' planet, which means Gohan would be the strongest fighter on Earth, and when Frieza arrives, Gohan would immediately just react to this and fly to the area, along with the other Z fighters, and Gohan would then lead the charge. At first fighting Frieza in his base form, and then pushing Frieza into his final and even golden form, but before he goes into his golden form, mid-transformation, Gohan taps into his blue energy, that being his Super Saiyan Blue energy, and Gohan at that point would immediately activate Super Saiyan Blue due to how many years he's already had this form, and so I can say that his transformation time has definitely decreased significantly, which means that Gohan can instantly activate Blue and just fire a Kamehameha as Frieza is transforming into golden form, and even if Frieza transformed fully, Gohan is much more powerful than ROF Goku and even ROF Golden Frieza due to the extra training he's had. And so I'm going to say here that Gohan just overpowers Frieza before he goes into his golden form, learning his lesson from his fight against Cell and knowing that he needs to finish off fights much faster. And so with that being said, Frieza is then killed off, and Vegeta and Whis and BEERUS would then arrive onto Earth, with Vegeta hearing about what happened, but Gohan would just tell him how he had it all covered, and Vegeta would just accept this, and Gohan and Vegeta would basically be doing some training with each other until eventually the Champa tournament then starts, which would lead into Gohan and Vegeta actually taking their training into the hyperbolic time chamber for 3 extra years. And I will now go over the Universe 7 team. It will be Gohan, Vegeta, Piccolo, Monaka, and Krillin this time, since they need an extra fighter. With that being said, Universe 7 then makes their way to the Champa tournament, which would lead into them all passing the exam, and the first fight being Krillin versus Botamo, which kind of plays out similar to that of Botamo versus Goku, but Krillin would just resort to a lot more strategy, and he would simply outsmart and outskill Botamo. Following up would be Frost, and due to Frost having a much higher power and speed advantage against Krillin, this would lead into Krillin's downfall, and Krillin would then be eliminated. Following up would then be Piccolo, who would fight Frost similar to in canon, and when Jocko spots the whole needle situation, Vegeta simply just one-shots Frost off the stage, and following up would then be Vegeta versus Magetta and Kaba, which plays out identical to in canon, along with Hit versus Vegeta. Following up would then be Gohan versus Hit, and I feel like this time Gohan would actually show off a similar trump card similar to Goku, and this would be Mastered Super Saiyan Blue. Now, I know you guys are wondering, why are you adding in a manga form in this anime canon storyline? You're dumb, you're stupid, blah 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 blah. Oh, why don't you have Blue Evolution? One, I feel like the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution form is more of a Vegeta form. It would be kind of weird on Gohan. And two, Mastered Super Saiyan Blue is actually something that Gohan kind of learned of in the Cell games. Well, not Super Saiyan Blue Mastered, obviously, but Mastered Super Saiyan with like the aura and everything. I just feel like it fits Gohan way more, and overall, Perfected Super Saiyan Blue definitely needs a lot more recognition, and I feel like it's a perfect opportunity here to actually give him that, or give it that. With that being said, Gohan would basically fight Hit similar to how Goku in his Kaioken state fought Hit, and in the end, Gohan would then be eliminated, with Monaka finishing off Hit and Universe 7 winning the tournament.
Universe 7 wins, and after this, I can see the Goku Black arc taking place, but just with Gohan Black, and I don't see too many significant changes going on. So to be honest, I would just say that this arc, at least for the most part, is the same, up until the Mafuba learning curve, to which Gohan would manage to learn it, and bring the seal as well, which then leads into Vegeta and Gohan coming back much stronger than before, and Gohan being able to seal Zamasu, while Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks beating him down, which then leads into his death. After this, Trunks and Mai plan on rebuilding, and they thank both Vegeta and Gohan for everything they've done, and they would give their last goodbyes as well. And as for the Z Fighters, they would return to start a new life. And for the Tournament of Power, the exhibition match would be Krillin, who would outskill Basil. Piccolo would counter the poison with the Ki Barrier, and Gohan dominates Bergamo, along with Gohan even fighting Toppo. Moving forward into the recruitment portion, it's going to be identical to the canon story, but this time, they bring back Goku, which is pretty obvious considering their circumstances. They also bring back Goku's trading partner in the other world, who's named Pikkon. I'm adding Pikkon because the story needs a twist, and I think he'd be a nice addition. Goku reunites with everyone, and the tournament eventually begins. I can see Gohan and Piccolo taking on Universe 9, which plays out in canon, while Vegeta and Goku would be fighting off the other universe fighters, with Goku spotting Universe 2's sniper before anyone else. So, he manages to teleport behind him, and with a kick that sends him out the ring. He'd also fight the last two Universe 10 fighters, with Pikkon and the duo successfully eliminating the two, which erases Universe 10. Meanwhile, Gohan would be facing off against the Universe 6 Saiyans, who he won't be training, meaning Gohan begins clumping Caulifla really hard, while Piccolo kale a bit, who would tap into a berserker power, leading into Jiren hitting her. Small changes would occur over the course of this arc, of course, and Krillin is still eliminated along with Tien, since he would try to protect Roshi against Frost. Vegeta still comes in, but Roshi is still forced to eliminate himself. Much later, Gohan and Jiren would have their fight, which leads into Gohan trying to use a Universe 7 Kamehameha, but the attack just gets thrown back at him, which seemingly kills Gohan. As we all know, Gohan would go through the same thing as Goku did, and go Ultra Instinct Omen, briefly fighting Jiren before getting yeeted and hit intercepting. Time would pass, and Kaba would stay for a little longer, and eventually, Gohan would face the two Saiyans of Universe 6, like Goku did before. Kefla is still bored, but Gohan activates UI for a second time and beats her. After this, things don't really change, but rather, it's Goku, Pikkon, and Piccolo, making sure Gohan is alright. This also leads into Universe 6 Namekians wanting to fight Piccolo and Pikkon, since Pikkon looks similar to a Namekian. Both Pikkon and Piccolo begin to smirk, as the two fight side by side. Eventually, Gohan steps in and uses a Kamehameha to defeat them, while Goku would be fighting alongside the androids against Universe 2, since they would seemingly struggle beforehand. This leads into Goku, 17, and 18 working together to power through the Black Heart, and eliminating Universe 2. Sadly, after this, things start really playing out the same as in canon, with Universe 3 and 4 being eliminated, but with the sacrifice of Piccolo and 18, leading into the final showdown, where I can briefly go over since little stuff does change. Goku and Pikkon begin fighting Dispo, and Pikkon would sacrifice himself for the team, as Vegeta helps 17 eliminate Toppo, since he wouldn't use his God of Destruction form, thanks to Frieza not being there. This gives Universe 7 the advantage in numbers, but Jiren says that it won't matter. Goku flies into a random part of the arena, and in his base, forcing Vegeta and Gohan out of energy as well, and even forcing 17 to sacrifice his own life. Vegeta would stand to Jiren, which fails, and Gohan, similar to Goku, would stand to Jiren and go Ultra Instinct, and into the complete form in the end. Goku would then charge at Jiren, with the 17 who reveals himself to have lived. Eventually, the two are pushed back, but Gohan then intercepts, and the three work together, with Gohan and Goku being the ones to eliminate Jiren, and 17 is still the winner. This means this arc's ending is the same as well, and that covers all of Super. If you want the Broly arc to drop, I can go over that along with the Moro arc, once that finishes coming out of course. But until then, this will be the final part. Thank you so much for tuning in, and taking the time to watch this scenario. And thank you to Tylearn for having me on as a guest. Again, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, where I cover what if scenarios as well. With that being said, this has been Diamond Legend, and take care.